Do you often catch your mind saying the same story for the 100th time, and then you have the thought, why am I like this? Now, I'm going to tell you something that might seem quite controversial. I don't really believe that the why matters as much as people think. At least, I don't believe it's as important as the way that we actually relate to that thought in the first place. Let me give you an example of what I mean. So, when I sit down to create content, my mind always says, without fail, who is going to care about this? Now, if I get hooked by that thought and I start asking myself, well, why do I feel like this? Then I get paralyzed by that story of I'm not good enough or no one cares. And then I don't do anything. But I want to do this. So what actually helps me to move and do the thing that I want to do is this thing called psychological flexibility. What psychological flexibility means is that instead of getting dragged into a story that means you don't act the way you want to, you learn how to step back, steady yourself, and then choose your actions based on your values or what matters to you, not what your mind might be shouting to you at any one time. So the simplest way to approach this is something called the 3N approach. When it comes to your thoughts, it's about noticing, naming, and normalizing. So the first bit is to name. So just catch the moment that your mind pulls you in. So, oh, here's the I'm not good enough story again. The second step is to give that thought a name. So in this case, or for me at least, it's often the I'm not good enough story. But maybe for you, it might be this is the catastrophe story, or this is my mind predicting danger again story. Whatever it might be. But naming the story gives it distance. It turns the thought from being an instruction into more something that you can observe. And the final part is to just normalize. So reflect that this is not necessarily the truth. This is just an old mental habit. It's not a prophecy. It's not a command. It's just something your mind learned to say in certain moments. But you still get to choose what happens next, regardless of what your mind might be saying. When you find yourself in the spiral of your mind kind of running away from you, doing these 3 steps of noticing, naming, and normalizing helps you to feel like you're no longer inside the thought. Instead, you're outside it and around it, looking down on it. And from that place where there's a bit of distance between your thoughts and your mind, you can then make a choice and you can choose a small values-led action, even though that thought still exists. For me, I'm still thinking no one's going to care about this, but I crack on and I film the video and I post it anyway. Because that's psychological flexibility. It's not perfect calm, it's not a silent mind, it's just giving yourself space from certain thoughts in order to give you more clarity to choose and the freedom to act without needing to figure out why.